What's up everyone? Welcome to our lesson, the tools of the Photoshop. So in this lesson, I'm gonna be teaching you every single thing that you wanted to know about the tools of the Photoshop. So let's get started. So on the left side of our screen, we have the toolbars. The first tool I explain is the move tool. Not much to say here. If you want to move a layer, item, text, or pretty much anything, grab this tool beforehand and then get moving. Just open image, unlock the layer, then you can move it anything you want. So the second tool is the marquee tools. This is the tool you will be using to make selections in your image. The selected part of the image will appear surrounded by the so-called marching ants. See the marching ants? Then doing the perfect selection will be one of the most important things you need to learn for image editing. So I have here the rectangular marquee tool. Then select layer via copy or layer via cut. Select the move tool to move the copy you select. The third tool is the lasso tools. This one is one of the selection tools. If you ever need to make a freehand selection, the lasso tool will surely help you. The other useful tools hiding behind it are the polygonal lasso tool and the magnetic lasso tool. The magnetic lasso tool is extremely useful if you're trying to go along an edge but keep making mistake with the regular lasso tool. So the lasso tool works just like that. Then select layer via copy and then the move tool. You select the image. Then next, we have the quick selection tool. So the quick selection tool will help you instantly select large single colored areas in one single click. And then will allow you to use a magical brush to paint over the areas you want selected. It's very easy and fast to use this tool. Again, select via copy, then select the move tool. You have it here. The next tool is the crop tool. So, tired of looking a little too big for you, you will find yourself using the crop tool too often. And the useful tool, slice tools, hiding behind it will be in your hands quite often if you're going to be using Adobe Photoshop to design web page templates. Then, if you're satisfied with this craft, just press enter. Then you crop the image. Then just close this. Then open the new image. So we have the slice tools. Slice tools is behind the crop tools. So if you're going to use Photoshop to make web pages, or if you simply want every single element equally apart from the everything that surrounds it, then you're going to fall in love with the slice tool. Simply put, it chops and slice your image into separate segments, and it can also help you measure out things you need. And if you're satisfied with this, just click. Oh, I forgot to. You can divide it to anything this is slices you want. Just click OK. So the next tool is the eyedropper tool. I'm gonna close this one and open a new image. So, not really much to say here. The eyedropper tool will let you easily pick a specific color from your image. As you see, the foreground change the color if you click on any of the surface. And then the next tool is the where's the ruler tool? Ruler. The ruler tool is pretty obvious that the ruler will measure stuff. Okay, now a little more seriously, the ruler can help you measure distance from one point to another in your image without jumping through hoops. It's actually very handy, and I use it a lot. You have the rulers. The next tool is the spot healing brush tool. Gonna uncheck the rulers. So if you ever need to remove a scratch or just remove something from the image that doesn't belong there, the spot healing tool is where you go using the spot healing brush tool with the new content aware fill. In CS6, you will pretty much be able to fix anything wrong with your image. And see you, it erases if you click too long. Then we have the brush tools. So a brush, it can be soft, hard, big, round, square, or even completely customized to make incredible effects. And with the mixer brush tool, you can really go deep into the world of digital painting, since you'll be able to set it just how dry, wet, and loaded your artistic brush is. So in the options bar, you can change the brush you want and just paint it. We have the pencil tool. So if you have used Microsoft Paint, then this tool you will be familiar with. Making a tiny 1 pixel square hardline, the pencil tool is more than perfect for drawing the outline on your new animated character. You can draw a line in pencil tool. And then the clone stamp tool. If you ever need to edit something out of an image and those complicated spot healing brushes aren't your thing, try the clone stamp. It will help you sample one area of an image and paint over another. So, just like the previous lessons, I use the clone stamp tool. Just hold the Alt key and the right click button. Just press the left key. And you can paint with the clone stamp. The next tool is the history brush tools. So, want to make your image travel back in time? No problem. The history brush will help you paint over parts of an image and you will be painting an earlier version of your image over it. Just like that. Just like the eraser tool. And eraser tools. This is the eraser tools. Nobody is perfect. That's why we often need to go to our history panel or erase tab. Well, that's what the erasers are for. One more interesting type of eraser is the magic eraser. It will help you instantly knock off single color backgrounds, and if you're planning on using Photoshop or creating a lot of PNG images, then this is going to become your favorite tool of all time. So, we have the gradient tool. Gonna close this photo, then open a new one. So, it always good have to have multiple color backgrounds, but let's keep these multiple colors softly fading into one another. The gradient tool can take a boring solid background and add some groove to it by slowly transitioning a new color. Just like that, a new background will make. Gonna open a new photo. So the next tool is the paint bucket tool. Just like in Microsoft Paint, Photoshop has its own bucket tool too. Fill in your selection with a single solid color using the paint bucket tool and a single click. The next tool is the blur tool. Not everything needs to be crisp and clear. Sometimes you want to blur things up, whether it's for an artistic idea or something you want to censor in a screenshot. You'll find the blur tool does its job perfectly. Just click in the image and the image will blur. So the Sharpen tool, na make a new image. Sharpen tool, get things sharp and clear. That just the sharpen tool is for. Although your images may seem way more crisp and sharpened with this tool, watch out not to overuse it. When you completely zoom out of your image, everything will look perfect, but zooming in just a bit closer will reveal high image quality loss and color contamination. As you can see, the image are destroyed. So the smudge tool, now take your finger and smudge it across its surface. This is the same effect we'll get when using the smudge tool on your image. Not only is this tool fun, but you can also create some group effects. The next tool, we have the dodge tool. Make stuff brighter. The dodge tool is great for effects, but don't go too heavy on it. You can see it becomes lighter when you use the dodge tool. And the burn tool, so make stuff darker and create very groovy effects using the burn tool. The next tool is the sponge tool. So desaturate colors in and snap. Go as heavy as you want on this. The heavier you go, the more black and white you bring into your image. The next tool is the pen tools. So these are the tools that you will use to make paths. So paths are pretty useful mostly if you know how to use them right. We have the type tools. Also called the text tool. Simply put the type tools, let you add text to your image. In the options bar, you can change the color you want. The path selection tools, a tool you use for selecting and moving your paths. You can see the paths are moving. The next tool is the shape tools. Yet again, just like in my Microsoft Paint, you can add some shapes to your image. But seriously, nobody uses these tools, so don't act all childish drawing square and lines. We have the hand tool. When you're working really zoom in you're going to need to move around in some way, and navigator isn't always the best option available. So for these occasions, we have the hand tool, which allows you to easily move back and forward to your image. Just zoom in and use the hand tool. And the zoom tool, 100% zoom is great, but sometimes you need to go back away or zoom into your image. The zoom tool will let you do just that with ease. So we have the colors, the foreground and background colors. This uses when you uses brush or anything that uses colors. So there we have it. The tools of the Photoshop. Again, just follow my instruction for using the tools in Photoshop, and thank you.